OpenAI and Anthropic are going head to head within minutes of each other. Opus 4.6 was dropped, and now GPT 5.3 Codex. They are both going so hard into agentic coding. That is where the industry is headed. That is where all of these frontier labs are investing their time. Long horizon tasks, agents, sub-agents, agent teams. One of the biggest complaints about Codex has been how slow it is. A lot of people say it is the best coding model out there, but it is so brutally slow as compared to Opus and other coding models. And now we have massive speed increases. According to the blog post, 25% faster, and that's on the heels of them just increasing the speed of these models. Peter Steinberger, the creator of Claudebot, says Codex is the better coding model. I don't let Claude code on my code base. It's all Codex, would be too buggy with Opus. I don't necessarily agree, but that's his opinion. Now, one of the major selling points of GPT 5.3 Codex is the fact that you can steer it mid-task. And that's very different from anything I've seen anywhere else. And so let me get into that in a moment. Now, what's crazy is it says that GPT 5.3 Codex was instrumental in creating itself. Pause. Listen to that. Instrumental in creating itself. This is almost autonomous self-improvement. Humans are prompting the model to get it to write the code, but ultimately, it's a previous version creating the next version. The Codex team used early versions to debug its own training, manage its own deployment, and diagnose test results and evaluations. GPT 5.3 Codex goes from an agent that can write and review code to an agent that can do nearly anything developers and professionals can do on a computer. Massive claim here if true. How did they actually achieve that speed increase? It's not actually the inference speed, kind of surprisingly. It's that they were able to achieve the same results with far fewer tokens. Look at this. This is SweBench Pro, and these two purple lines on the bottom are 5.2 and 5.2 Codex, and here is 5.3 Codex. Now, the top result is better, not drastically better, but better than 5.2 Codex. But here is the key. The number of tokens, which are along the x-axis, are far fewer. Here we go. Total output tokens, 43,000 for 5.3 Codex versus 91,000 for 5.2 Codex. That's the key. That's how they were able to speed this up so significantly. Here's terminal bench accuracy, a nice 10 plus point bump. Let's look at a couple examples. They put together 2 games. Watch this. To test the model's web development and long-running agentic capabilities, we asked GPT 5.3 Codex to build us 2 games, version 2 of the racing game from the Codex app launch and a diving game. And they basically let it run autonomously with the exception of saying things like fix the bug or improve the game, which is exactly how I vibe code. It was basically running by itself and it generated the games autonomously over millions of tokens. Here is what that game looks like. Here we go. Pick a racer, bunch of different racers. The physics looks really good. I mean, look, it's a very basic game, but this was done autonomously over a very short period of time with a short prompt and very little human intervention. And here's the diving game. So you can see the little submersible right there. You can see all the little fishies. There are different levels, objectives within the game, avoid predators, and an oxygen limit. Very cool, especially because you know that these models are just gonna keep getting better and games will be prompted from scratch completely soon enough. All right, another improvement is that GPT 5.3 Codex tries to better understand your intent even when you have underspecified prompts. So again, if you're a new vibe coder and you don't know how to really explain what you want in detail, know all of the different moving pieces of what you're trying to build, you can give it an underdefined prompt and it will make sensible decisions about the defaults that should be there. And by the way, while you're testing GPT 5.3 Codex, I highly recommend using it with the sponsor of today's video, Greptile. These guys at Greptile, all they do is think about code review. And as the amount of code you're outputting increases, Greptile is really the only way to keep up with it all and actually review it and keep your sanity. Greptile is used by some of the most popular repos today, including OpenClaw, NVIDIA, PyTorch, HostHog, Storybook, and so many more. Some of the best engineering teams in the world trust Greptile with their code review. This is an example from NVIDIA. Greptile caught a wrong math formula in precision functions used by NVIDIA, and the author at NVIDIA actually pushed back, and Greptile said, no, you should really double check that, and explained why, and it turns out Greptile was right. The author went back and fixed it, and then everything worked. And this is the type of sanity check you need when you are shipping so quickly. It's also helpful because it gives you a confidence score. So let's say you put out a PR, it'll give you a confidence score of a 3 out of 5, a 4 out of 5, and that confidence score allows you to have confidence in the code you're actually shipping. So if it's a 2 out of 5 like this OpenClaw PR, you can know that there's probably something you need to fix. Don't waste your time doing extensive code review. That is what Greptile is for. Again, check them out. They've been a great partner. It helps the channel. If you go check them out, use it. Let me know what you think. Try for free for 14 days. Links down below. So here's an example. We asked GPT 5.3 Codex and 5.2 Codex to build 2 landing pages below. GPT 5.3 automatically showed the yearly plan as a discounted monthly price, making the discount feel clear and intentional. So here's the prompt. Build a landing page for a quiet KPI, a founder-friendly weekly metric digest. Aesthetic is soft sass, glassy cards, lavender to blue gradient, subtle blur, sections, hero with email capture, sample report card grid, integrations, row, etc. And so that's the entire prompt. Now let's look. This is GPT 5.2 Codex, so looks pretty good. We have the weekly MRR there, net churn, etc. And so yeah, it looks pretty good. And here we have 5.3. I just think aesthetically, it looks a lot better. It also shows month over month changes. So we can see like these little guys right here, negative 4.2% plus 0.6%. And so we can actually click around. So if we go into the pricing, this is 5.3. We have the per team price. Now let's look at the pricing for 5.2. And there it is. So it's definitely not as clean, not as clear. And so if we go to 5.3 again, it actually lists the benefits in each of the packages. It just looks more clear. Plus you have this nice little toggle right there with the percent savings. Here is where Claude has really excelled, and that is with Claude Cowork, being able to actually do things outside of coding that still fall under the knowledge work umbrella. So PDFs, Excel, PowerPoint, file manipulation, all of that stuff, Claude Cowork just came out a few weeks ago, can do really well. And now 5.3 Codex is really making a push there. And really, OpenAI and Anthropic are going head to head. It's so awesome to watch. So here are a few examples. You're a financial advisor working at a wealth management firm. It has been brought to your attention that many clients of your firm have approached field advisors about rolling. Okay, so basically a long prompt that says put together a spreadsheet. And after all that, we can see a very nice presentation put together here. Here is a retail training doc. Again, very nice document here, analysis spreadsheet, and a fashion presentation. Again, this is just head to head with what Anthropic is doing. It's also much better at computer use. Here is OSWorld benchmark, and we have nearly double the GPT 5.2 Codex score, all the way up to 64.7. And OSWorld is the model's ability to control the computer. So that's understanding where things are, different elements, buttons, windows, tabs, and being able to click on it and actually execute successful tasks within the context of an actual operating system. Now, one thing I don't like that OpenAI does is fail to include their competitors in their benchmarks. They've not been doing that for the past few model launches. I don't really understand why, because their competitors do it. I just reviewed Anthropic's new Opus 4.6 model, and they included Gemini models, they included OpenAI models. So why not just put it here? Make it easy on me. But that's fine for now. GPT 5.3 Codex versus 5.2 Codex and 5.2 right there. And we can see it is a very nice increase. All of this is available in the Codex app, which is now a downloadable app. It's really nice to use. It allows you to manage all of your agents very easily. Which one are you more excited about? Opus 4.6 or Codex 5.3? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.